My focus is going to be on juvenile youth detention facilities. Today we are going to focus on these three things: the history of them and how they are now, how the youth are benefiting, and the future moving forward. First of all, detention facilities are a secure prison for minors under the age of 18. Kids under the age of 18 are only in these centers for two reasons. One, they are sentenced or committed for a long period of time. Two, they are detained for a short period of time while waiting for a court hearing. In 1825, Thomas Eddy and John Griscom's work in the state of New York started a movement called the New York House of Refuge. It became the first detention center and was followed up by more institutions in Boston and Philadelphia. The New York House of Refuge was a large fortress-like institution that held over 1,000 abandoned, delinquent, or incorrigible kids. By the 1840s, as many as 25 more facilities were open throughout the country. Heading into the 19th century, those facilities started having the same issues as adult prisons. They were overcrowded, poor conditioned, and the prisoners were abused by the staff that worked there. Something had to be done. With the education becoming more of a necessity, the reform school was born and is continued to be used today, where troubled young adults can still get the supervision and education that is needed. Juvenile detention centers are helping every troubled child that walks in their door, whether it is their first offense or they are repeated offenders. The staff and volunteers are dedicated to serve as role models to these children and show them that they can make good choices and move forward to turning their life around. One way that we continue to do this, and I believe is the most important thing, is through education. From 1985 to 2004, the amount of minors that were incarcerated jumped from 72,000 to 100,000. This shows that as time has evolved, more and more kids have had less supervision from parents because of the income-debt ratio, where both parents had to work and leave their children unsupervised and putting school and education on the back burner to focus on their needs. When President Bush signed the No Child Left Behind Act in 2002, it states that the state receiving federal education funding must monitor and improve the education in correctional facilities. From this, children are more likely to read, write, communicate, have more self-confidence, and are able to continue education at a public school upon their release, which is one example of turning their life around and making good choices. In discussing the future of detention centers, we are going to circle back to the state of New York. The New York City Probation Department has begun a Neighborhood Opportunity Network Center. These centers provide education, assistance, counseling, and employment training. If these centers continue to open up throughout the United States, we should see a positive turn, and hopefully anybody that is in trouble for any reason can learn that people in these facilities are here to help and guide them to a positive and healthy life.